So I'm going to show you how to make the Gonk card, or the gnome, whatever you want to call him. It's really cute. If you've bought this in the Etsy or my Ko-fi shop, if you haven't, the link's in the description for you to go ahead and buy it. And then we've got some decoupage to go on the front. Now that's optional. The reason I've wrote optional decoupage is because if you look at the card, I'll just pull it in. All of the extras that I've added is all the same. So it's exactly the same card. It's just giving it dimension. So I've just bulked up the tree, the stars, the sign, the hands, the feet, the present. Now if you wanted to, you could just do the tree and the star, or just the nose. If you do the tree, you need to do the nose, because I've designed the tree because with decoupage you need to have some support underneath the bottom, the tree, to add the nose to it. That's why it's like that. So this is what we're going to make. It's really cute. It folds up like that, and you've got a place on the back to write. So I've left that in there for you, and it just says best wishes because I thought that was generic for most occasions and things like that. So you've got the choice of adding the sign. So it says Merry Christmas on that one, but it's Happy Holidays, so you can add that over the top. I've also got a blank one for you to stamp your own message or write your own message, and it could be personalised to your grandchild's name, things like that. Now my angel policy is, if you've bought the template, you can make and sell these, but you cannot sell the artwork templates. Okay, you can sell the handmade cards that you've made, that's fine, but and I don't care where you sell that either. You can do it online, wherever, but just please you know, mention me if you're doing anything in like a workshop or anything like that. So there we go. This is the base card. So I've got instructions on there. So you cut out the card just inside the solid black line because you don't want to see the black line, so I've allowed for you to be able to do that. And then you score from A to B, A to C, A to D, and A to E. So this is A, so we're going to score, 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 and score. Okay, this is where the gnome goes, or the gonk. And add glue to all of the faded present area, and that's where you close it. Okay, so it's got the basic instructions on there of how to do it, and we'll get started and we'll make it. Obviously I've cut everything out to save time, and I'm just going to show you different little techniques of how to put this together, etc. I use foam tape, foam pads, and I also use silicone glue, which I can't find. Oh, there it is. Some silicone glue and the cocktail stick. And then it's always handy to have like a bit of kitchen roll or a bit of cotton wool or some pad, because silicone sort of like works better with paper. If you get it onto your artwork, then it's good to be able to pull it off, and it's quite easy to do it that way. So all the little pieces are cut out. Now one of my tips, and I always do this, I'm not going to have time to do it because it would take too long on the video, but with all of these things, hopefully all the bits are here. Seem to be lost some shoes and hands along the way here. They must have fallen on the floor. Just grab those. Okay, I've found them all now. So we've got our little bits and pieces. I'll just move them to one side. Like this. And I'm going to add Happy Holidays on there just to show you how to change the sign. So once you've cut all of this out, like it says on the template, you need to make your scores. Now you can use a little bit of a pencil mark that you need to rub out. I'll just show you what I mean. So on the template where A is, you've got an arrow there, but once you've cut it out, as you'll see, that's disappeared. Okay, so you can't see that anymore. So you can just do it by measuring, because it should be about 10 inch square, 10 inch long. So let's just see, and it is, so we can just score it at 5. So what I'll do is I'll show you how you do it with a ruler. You can use score tool, things like that, but we'll just use it with a ruler. This might be enough to give me the score lines I need. So again, we just need to make a little mark halfway. So I'm going to use a score tool to do it, so I know that, let's get it sort of like just under 10, isn't it? It's going to depend on your printer settings on what size it comes out at. I've done it on 8 1/4 by 11 inch design, which means that you can print it on A4 and US, so it doesn't matter which one you print on. You don't need a separate template for each printer. Now with the white section, if you refer back, it's best to have this printed out and then you can refer back to it. There's no score line goes through there, it's just B, C, D and E. So just make sure that you don't put a score line between those, and they all come from this top point A. So we just go from top point A, and you can see I haven't cut that off properly yet, which I will do in a second. Just make sure this is right, and you can see when you're lining it up, should be right. Let's get a pair of scissors and make that a bit better. Little black piece of black line, we don't want that in the card. Just going to get my scissors, hopefully I'll be able to do it. It's a bit of a skinny piece. There we go. Do it the first time. I like to use a craft knife actually with a ruler. I find it's a lot easier to do, get more accurate. When you use scissors, which I do, then it can be, they can go off quite easily. So again, just get the size of your ball tool into that groove, and then it's down to that point. And make sure that your white line's even, so you can see there, that's where you want it to be. If your white line's even, you should be going down the centre like that, and then again here, down there like that. So just get that one lined up, make sure, just about see that line. Got to lay for the ball tool, that's why I keep doing that. So now you've got your scores in, and it says they're all mounting folds apart from one. So these outside ones are mounting folds. The only valley is between there. So mounting means it's going over like that. The valley, so the mounting one here as well. So this one, if you line up the top, you know that's going to be right. And then this one is a valley. And again, I've printed on 220 GSM. The paper is important. This is a matte photo card of 220, so it should go through your printers okay. If you use an inferior quality to print with, you'll get inferior print. It's just, it doesn't really matter about your ink too much. It's more about the quality of your paper. So there we go. So we've got all our folds in, like it says, and then we add glue. So I'm just going to get the piece of card to tell you what it says. So burnish the score lines, which we just did. Add glue to the faded present area. Now this one here is, I've faded it out so you know where to add the glue, because I thought if I just leave it white then it might be more difficult to follow. So let's just grab the glue. So this is the faded present area. And it does go all along there, like so. It just makes it easier for you to know where to add the glue. And then you're going to, it says make all the folds, so you're going in like that. That one's coming around like that. Then this one comes over the top and goes like that to the edge there. So you want that to be accurate. So with your cutting, if your cutting's out, then that won't possibly fit, but you can cut down that piece that goes inside there. If it doesn't fit, you can cut that down. So that's your card base done. You can see this is where we're going to be working. So you can have it like, push that back out for now, like that. You burnish it down, and it may lay a little bit flatter while you're decorating. So the gnome, or the gonk I should say, I don't want to keep calling it a gnome, they are called gonks, aren't they? So you need to cut out and decoupage the gonk and add it to the white section. Now it's easier to decoupage it flat and then add it to the card. But I'm going to put it on the card because once I've used silicone, because you need to leave silicone to dry. So it fits all over this section, okay, like this. Now, I think what I was about to tell you earlier as well is the thing that I do that I couldn't do is I grab like these pens. I don't do it with the main character, but everything else I colour all the edges, all the white edges of all of this. You'll see on here all these edges have been coloured. It just gives it a nicer finish. So you don't have to do that, and I'm not doing it on this one, so you'll see what it's like. So we can put glue all over this white section because this is where Mr. Gonk sits, our Christmas Gonk. And I might do some more of these actually. If you like them, let me know. And then you just slide in, so the star does go right at the top and the feet go right at each bottom point. So if I pick it up, you'll see that the bottom point's there and there, and the star there, it all fits on nicely like that. Okay, so you can see it fits perfectly on there like that. It's like I designed it. Oh yeah, did. Funny, aren't I? Not. Okay, so you can leave it like that. You can add glitter, keep it super flat for posting. You can add glitter, you can add gems like I did on mine. As you'll see, I've put gem on the present bow, gems and glitter, all of this little bit, added the stars. You can leave it like that, or I'll show you now how we can make it up. So I've got order of doing it, and the reason I've did that is important, because if you start at the top, so we've got, put the tree on, put the star, the nose, the sign, the present, the bow, the hands and the shoes. Because then if you did the shoes first, you could end up working over the top of yourself and move them with your arm, especially when you've used silicone. So always start at the top. So order of, it does tell you the order to do it. So we're going to start with tree, then star, then nose. So the tree goes on first. Now because it's, I've glittered this one, because it's a whole piece, I don't use silicone. I use either foam pads or foam reel. So I've got this one here, and you can cover the whole area, including the star, like this, and then just go down the centre like that, and that just supports like the main part of the tree. And you do need to go, like I say, go down underneath that nose area. Remove your tape. Don't think it came off the bottom there. Your backing on your tape. I think as tape, this is quite old tape, and I think as it gets old, it does lose its ability to behave itself. Bit like me. Okay, so now I can't do it because you won't be able to see, but the best thing to do with doing decoupage is hold it up in front of you and make sure that you're going in completely over it. And if you're struggling, like you don't like the instant take of tape, then you can use a bit of wet glue on the back of the tape just until it's all in place, and then pop it down. Like I said, I'm not going to be able to see properly how to do this, but I think we're kind of there. You can see better than me because I can't see overhead. So we're going to do that, and then it was the star because that's the next thing that's at the top. So let's take our star, get some, I'll put a little bit of foam tape under actually, because it's quicker and it doesn't move then. So always cut your, if you've got backing paper, always cut into it on the your scissors will get covered. What I'm trying to say is if you take it off and then try and cut now while it's sticky, it will wreck your scissors and it'll be really hard to get off. So that's probably a little bit too big, so I'm just going to, because it's too big, I'll put it back on the carrier sheet like that, and then just snip it down and it won't break my scissors. Let's pop that over there, put that one on there, and then we can add our star. And at the moment we've got no silicone on there, so it's going to be quite easy to add things to. Just pop the star over there like that. You can see my cutting's not brilliant, and hopefully it's fairly level. Then we can put the nose on. So with the nose I'd probably use silicone because I'm curving the nose, just taking my pokey tool, just gently giving it a nice little curve like that. The dark shadow is at the bottom and the white bit is at the top. So you're just going to plop the nose on like that, but I would normally use silicone for this, but I'm going to use tape because knowing me, I'll move it because I'm demoing. So just pop a bit of tape actually on the back of the nose would be better, but only put it in the middle. You don't want to go out to the edges because that curving you've done you'll lose. So again, just make sure that your overhead, I can't really see, but it's about here like that. So we've got the nose on and it gives it that shadow, so it's giving it a lot of nice dimension. Then we move over to the same. So we've got Happy Holiday, so you can change it and you could use the one that you've done and just pop some foam pad on the back. Because it's straight and it doesn't need shaping, I use foam pad. When it needs shaping, I use silicone. That's my rule for doing it. So now it says Happy Holidays and not Merry Christmas. So you can see it's coming along nicely. Just tuck that in and you can see where you're at with it. Then we'll do the present, and because the present is square, we can use a foam pad. Doesn't need shaping. Just cut down on my carrier sheet, foam pad, put on the back. I think this is the fun part as well, and like adding all the dimension, adding the gems, etc., and glitter to the card is what makes it personal. And if you wanted to use faux fur, that'd be the first thing you did, then make it go under the tree and then add the tree on top of it so that it's tucked in. I haven't got any. I was going to do it, but I didn't have any. I suppose wool could be another thing that you use. I'm sure there's lots of other things that you can use, texture paste, get dimension on there. And now the bow. So with the bow, I'm going to use foam silicone. So we're going to curve the bow like this, so the edges are curved. Now where that centerpiece is, I'm going to put a gem in there anyway. Put your nail there and lift it up. Now on the other side, lift it up. So you've got this shape going on there, a bit like a butterfly. And then you're just going to put some silicone glue. I'll show you. Let's grab our silicone glue. You want clear. This is quite old, so it's going off colour. Oops. And just use your cocktail stick, and you're just going to put a little bit about there. I'll lift it up and show you properly. About there, and then in the middle, just grab a bit of that so I don't get too much. Just a little bit on there, and I mean a little bit. So I'm going to take this, and I really could do with some tweezers, I reckon, it'd be handy. I've got no room to find anything. Oh well, go fingers. Can't find them. They're probably right under my nose, to be fair. Oh, there they are. I told you. So what we're going to do is put that over, and then we're going to make that go flat. We're going to push all that silicone down, and then just gently make it take where you've given it that dimension. Otherwise you'll lose the dimension. So you can see, if I lift it up, you've got dimension on that bow. Hopefully you can see that. You've got some dimension on that bow. Then it's to the hands and feet. So they do have a shadow on, so you know left and right. Not like my husband, he doesn't seem to know left and right. Do you know, he's in the Navy, and he knows port and starboard, but when you're doing directions in the car, he's got no clue if he's saying left to right. He's like, ugh. So I'll say to him, turn port. He's got it. Crazy, isn't it? So with the, we're doing the, I don't know, I'm shaping the feet because we need to do the hands next, but with the feet, the shoe, don't know what I'm saying, feet, the shoes, aren't they? You can just shape them back a little bit and to the sides a little bit, and we'll do them last. Then the hands, shape them top and bottom, and then curve the fingers. They're already sort of turned around, the fingers, like the fingers are underneath. This is the knuckles. Just shape them, little curves, like this, and then top and bottom, and then back, like that. So we've got some nice dimensions, put them on the right way, so I don't get them confused. And you can see the shine on the shoe as well. There's a little bit left and a little bit right. Not sure which is which, but everything's symmetrical with my designs, so it's quite easy to follow. So we'll use silicone for these. So with the hand, remember that we've got the foam there, so we want the hand to be lower there anyway, so that's fine. I'm not going to add an extra bit, but I'm going to put a little bit of silicone there, and then where the knuckles are on the hand, I'll put more, a bigger lump, and just kind of put it there, because where it arches is where you want it to stay supported. Let's get them. I'll get all covered in silicone if I don't use tweezers. So we're just going to lay this over the top like that, and we want to push that bit down because it's drawn to him, and leave this bit raised over the present like that. So you can see, and you can hold it up, and because it's silicone you can maneuver it so it's completely right in place. You can see it's bowed at the side, so it's coming out around the present and then bowed over the present. And do the same for the other side. And we haven't got the present there, so we can put a little bit of silicone just to take the edge. and then more down this bit here. You don't need loads, and you don't want it to be all over it because you don't want to see it. So like that bit's falling out, so try and pick it up and get it back in. We don't want that on there. So this is around the sign, so we want it to be close around the sign, and then we can have the dimension there like that. That's that one. I think I just got a bit of silicone on there, look. This is why you need your kitchen roll. Get it off quick. Hopefully it'll be a bit shiny, but just be careful with it. So I think it's that one. So these go like this, and again a bit of silicone. So just pop that into the centre of the shoe, and the centre of that shoe, because the dimensions going all different ways. Pop this one over. More like the edges that are curved on this one. It's not so that you want it to be away from everything else. So just the edges curve around. Let's have a look. There we go. So I'll bring in the other one, because this one's dry, so I can manoeuvre it. So you can see I did the same thing on here. Got the silicone, so the feet are arched over here and things like that, and the hand again is curved around to the side. Presents, foam taped under there, things like that. And then I've just added gems, and that's it. So there you go. Make your envelope to fit. It might fit in a square envelope. Let me measure it for you. See what it does come out at. So it should come out at about 5.5. Well, you got that. So 6-inch envelope should be fine. Let's just make sure. 6 by 7. So 6 by 7-inch envelope. So, or you can make your own. You could probably put it in an angle, things like that. So just play with it, have fun, and thanks for watching, guys. See you again real soon. Bye.